M. Mahendranath Gupta, an ideal householder. I am working now on M's life, so a desire came to speak about M because his all stories are fresh in my memory. M is the pen name of Mahendranath Gupta, who was the recorder of the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. He was born in 1854 in Calcutta. At the age of 4, he went to see the chariot festival in Mahesh with his mother. On their way back, they stopped at Dakshineshwar temple. It was 1858. Dakshineshwar temple was dedicated in 1855. There was a heavy crowd in the temple complex. M's mother went to visit other temple, and he was separated from his mother, so he was crying. Immediately he found a person came out from the mother's temple and grabbed this boy and asking, "Whose son is this?" Then he located M's mother. M was united with his mother and happy. He deeply felt that it was Sri Ramakrishna, whom he met at the age of 4. At that time, Sri Ramakrishna was the priest in the Kali temple. He was a brilliant boy, went to school in Hare School, which was a very prestigious school in Calcutta. Then went to Presidency College, that is also very famous. And when he was in 4th grade, he had a hobby to keep diary. Today I got up early in the morning, I bowed down to parents. On my way to school, I bowed down to Mother Shitala on the college street. All these things he wrote in his diary. 1867. At that time he was 13 years old. Later he said, "My hobby became a boon for me. I was 15 years, I was an apprentice for 15 years before I began to record the Gospel of Ramakrishna." Anyhow, he finished his college. He went to the law school, but his father could not afford him to provide money for his education. So he took a job. He became a headmaster of a school. And later he came to Calcutta and he went outside in Jessore for that job. Then he became the headmaster of Vidyasagar's school in Shampookur branch. He worked there from 1880 to 1886. As you know, in India, joint family system is sometimes good, sometimes not very good. Not very good means there's too much friction. Suppose we 5 brothers living together, their wives and children, they have so much friction. That happened, but M was a very peace-loving person. His mother died in 1880. His wife could not get along with others and the stepmother. So there was no peace at home. One night, it was 18th February 1882, he left home with his wife. Went to his sister's home in Baranagar. His brother-in-law was a doctor of M. He was an Ayurvedic doctor. Then on the 26th February 1882, M met Sri Ramakrishna in Dakshineshwar. And there we find the beginning of the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna had the power to see people's inside and outside. From the beginning he said, Tumar Lakhon Bhalo, you have some very good signs. Your eyes are like a yogi. You are my very own, like father and son. Then he made a beautiful remark which M kept in his heart all through his life. Pitar Oishwarya Putre Pai. The wealth of the parents go to the children. So those who accepted Sri Ramakrishna as their father, his wealth will go to his children. What is his wealth? Purity, spirituality, renunciation, devotion, all these are all divine qualities will go to the children of Sri Ramakrishna. He made a remark, Tumi Antaranga. That word has a very deep meaning. Perhaps you have seen a big palace. It has outside pillars and inside pillars. Outside pillars are half exposed. It gets rain, sun, and half unexposed inside. They are Bohiranga, external devotees. Or Antaranga means those pillars are inside. They are unexposed by nature. Means these people are fully devoted to God full time. I sometimes say here our devotees come, we have two types of devotees. Some are external, some are internal. External devotees, they come and are members and they pay the dues and they attend lectures and classes, but they do not take the responsibility of the place. But those who are inner circle, they take the responsibility of this place. That Sri Ramakrishna meant. Now M played a very important role in the divine drama of Sri Ramakrishna. He was the Vyasa. Vyasa was a great sage who recorded the life of Krishna in the Bhagavatam and the message of Krishna in the Gita, in the Mahabharata. So he acted in the role of Vyasa. And he also acted in the role of Narada. According to Indian tradition, Narada is the great sage. He only chants God's name and distributes God's name to all over the world. So he distributed Sri Ramakrishna's name. He recorded Sri Ramakrishna's teaching and distributed Sri Ramakrishna's name. So he acted in two roles, Vyasa and Narada. Him was just like a regular householder. What do you mean by regular householder? You see, Sri Ramakrishna had various kinds of householder disciples. One is Nagmashai, extreme, extremely extreme, uncompromising renunciation and purity. He married twice, but no relationship with wife. If you read his life, you will be amazed. Second kind of devotees we find, Girish, Bohemian. Did not belong to that group either. Third kind of devotees we find, Ramchandra Datta. He had unflinching, so much faith in Sri Ramakrishna, unbelievable. He did not believe that Sri Ramakrishna had the cancer. He knew that Sri Ramakrishna was pretending. He is God. God cannot have any cancer. That was his belief. But we see when Sri Ramakrishna was suffering from cancer, M was crying, running to the doctor. So he did not belong to Ramchandra's group either. Next group of devotees like Surendra and Balaram, they used to support Sri Ramakrishna financially, supplying food, Rashodhar, suppliers. Sri Ramakrishna, M was not rich enough. He was just ordinary headmaster of a school. Wife, children, family, does not have too much surplus. So you see, Sri Ramakrishna M does not belong to this group of devotees. What kind of devotee he was? Sri Ramakrishna made a remark. Have you seen some people carrying heavy load on his head, at the same time watching the marriage procession? M belonged to that group. Do you know what does it mean? It means this person has tremendous responsibility of his shoulder. At the same time he wants to see God. With marriage procession, joy, that he wants to get. It is very interesting to understand M's life. Quite heavy load on his head. But at the same time he wants to realize God. M belongs to that group. Just regular householders. Most of the people are regular householders. Lot of responsibility, at the same time they want to realize God. It is, sometimes when you read and compare these people, then you know that what kind of person M was. Now, I wrote my paper. I shall read time to time from my paper. It is my chapter 18, An Ideal Householder Devotee. The ancient sages of the Vedas set up Hindu view of life based on spirituality, and its main goal is liberation. There are 4 stages of life according to Vedantic tradition. Brahmacharya, ashrama, student life. Garhastha, ashrama, householder's life. Vanaprastha, ashrama, into forest dweller's life. And sannyas, ashrama, monk's life. Ashrama generally means a religious retreat or a training place where people practice spiritual disciplines, study, and perform their duties under the guidance of a guru. The Hindu begins life as a student, then he marries and becomes a householder. In old age he retires, and lastly he gives up the world and becomes a sannyasi. Ashrama. You see that ashrama word in our tradition is very spiritual, dignified, very honorable word. Oh, I live in an ashrama. Immediately we pay respect to that person. So, Garhastha, ashrama. A householder's house, life, is also an ashrama. It is a very important ashrama. Do you know why? Because only among the 4 stages of life, only householders earn money. The students do not earn money, retired person does not earn money, a monk does not earn money. Who earns money? Householders. Householder people support the whole community. So if the householder's life is shaky, disturbed, the whole society is shaky. Householder's life is extremely important. So Sri Ramakrishna not only tried to build some ideal monastic lives, but also some ideal householder's life. Mahanidbana Tantra says, the householder should be devoted to God. Knowledge of God should be the goal of his life. Yet he must work constantly, perform all his duties. He must give up the fruits of his action to God. Ramakrishna trained a group of his disciples to be ideal monks and another group to be ideal householders. Now, during M's second visit, Sri Ramakrishna asked, "Are you married?" "Yes, sir." "Do you have children?" "Yes, sir." "How is your wife?" "Sir, she is all right, but she is ignorant." Sri Ramakrishna scolded him. "Ignorant. And you are a man of knowledge." What M meant that my wife did not go to school and college, so she is ignorant. She did not have education. But Ramakrishna meant that person is ignorant who does not know God. Next, he asked, fourth time Sri Ramakrishna asked him questions, and fourth time Sri Ramakrishna broke his ego. You see, M was quite highly educated, very proud man, English educated. He did not care for humility at that time. So, and the fourth time, what do you think about God? Well, I prefer God without form. Oh, God can be with form also. Oh, then people he did not care for Kali and the images because he was quite influenced by the Brahmo movement. So, you Calcutta people, you only understand only lecture and lecture. Sri Ramakrishna scolded him. So M wrote in his Gospel, this is the last time M tried to argue with the master, and his ego is shattered. Those are stories we read in the Gospel.